Yeah, Alex.
Hurry up with the goddamn podcast. I'm pissed now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Totally Oblivious. I'm Caleb. I'm a radio man and whatever else I said last time. I'm here with my co-host Alex. Alex.
I'm pissed.
All right.
I am fuming. Elden Ring got my panties in a twist. My underwear even. I am extremely angry right now. I'm really not angry. Frustrated right now. Anyway, Caleb, you had a story before coming on. I want you to know Caleb made me and my brother wait like a whole 30 minutes, and this bitch said a bit.
It wasn't 30 minutes.
It was a 30 minutes. This motherfucker was eating breakfast at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Let me tell you, you were probably waiting longer than 30 minutes because I said, let's meet up at noon. And I went to bed at 2 a.m. and I was like, okay, this is perfect. I'll be up by at least 10 because that's 8 hours of sleep. My body decided to sleep until almost 1 o'clock. And when I woke up, I was like, nobody decided to be like, Caleb usually doesn't sleep till 1 o'clock.
So no one checked on you?
Nobody checked on me. I could have just died in bed and nobody would have questioned anything.
Jesus.
And everyone was home too. So somebody could have been like, that's
pretty regular for me and Andrew just to sleep until 1 a.m.
No, I net 1 p.m.
Yeah, a.m., p.m. It's all the fucking time is relative. Time doesn't exist. We can get into that topic.
1 a.m. is when it's dark and 1 p.m. is when it's light.
That's just when the sun decides to show up. That's when the sun's not depressed and happy. If you can take it like that.
I think it's usually like that unless you live in Alaska.
That is true.
But anyways.
Tell us where you were, you bum.
Oh, yeah. Well, I slept till 1,
Uh-huh.
and then I got in the shower, and when I got out, I texted Andrew to set the stuff up, and then I had breakfast ready for me. That was ready by like 10, so it's been sitting there for like
4 hours.
4 hours, and I'm like, they didn't even wake me for breakfast. I don't know, but apparently this is the second recording, and we're already having one of those episodes.
What do you mean? Okay, here's what I told you in the text. We weren't going to record at noon. We both knew this.
We both knew, but I thought I'd at least be up by noon, but apparently
I was up at 10. My fucking brother was slamming doors and shit, and I woke up. I'm like, this motherfucker.
Apparently everyone in my house decided that today was the day they're going to be as quiet as possible and nobody was going to bother me. Not even ask me if I wanted anything from the store, which they usually do.
Are you alive?
I don't even, I could be dead right now.
You could be dead.
But anyways, I think
that the story?
Yeah, that's really the story. As I slept too long this morning, and
do you feel well rested, or is it just like, damn?
I'd feel better rested had I woken up not at almost 1 o'clock, because I that's like most of my day gone, and I had things I wanted to do before we came. But
yeah, no, I get that. I have no idea what we're talking about today. There's been like nothing.
Well, I was gonna have a topic, but then I came up with a new topic.
Based on both topics
based on events that happened this morning. So
what's the events?
So the reason why I didn't wake up this morning is because I did a thing that rarely happens to me.
You jack off?
No. I had a dream. I dreamt. Dreamed. I had a dream.
I think it's dreamt.
And I never do this, but this morning I dreamt that I was
a dictator.
No, I was
a psychopath, a serial killer.
No, I was doing all the tasks that I had planned today.
In your dream?
In my dream.
That's
weird. I even fake woke up in my dream.
So you had 2 dreams in the same dream?
Like
Are you going crazy? Is that what you're telling me?
What I'm saying is,
you need to see a psychiatrist.
So here's the problem I had. See, I'm starting to remember why, as a child, I started trying to not have dreams, because when I do have dreams, they just fade with they mix in with reality, and I have no idea
Are you
whether or not I
Wanda
did
from
stuff.
the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Everything's just a blur to you.
I think
Is this your superpower? Are you admitting this right now?
I think she knows exactly what she's doing.
Nah, I don't really think. Oh, did she? I don't know. I can't remember.
She wasn't
Wanda.
dreaming. She was 100% conscious.
Yeah,
She knew her
Wanda,
actions.
Wanda is the mascot for psychotic women that have problems.
But yeah,
She needs to vent.
anyways, well, I want the topic to be dreaming right now. What?
Dreaming.
Yeah.
My dreams are all fucked up. You know. Speaking about dreaming, so what was it? So there's a little trend on TikTok or whatever I saw a couple of months back. It's all like girls reveal secrets and boys reveal their secrets. It's kind of like the what dudes commonly think of, like what we do. Like, you know how all guys, it's every motherfucker. I know this. All guys are superheroes in their own heads.
Oh, yeah.
We always envision that. That is a common thing between all women.
Super villain.
Are all
in
men.
our case.
I mean, yes. And women think of, I think there's two ones I think are a common trend. So girls have daydreams of being psychopathic murderers with no repercussions for their actions. Exactly. That's why they watch the serial killer documentaries.
What?
That's one of them.
What?
So another one was that this was from a while ago. So this is one where girls commonly, apparently, so when they're talking their feelings out to a male that is not related to them by blood, I'm vaguely remembering this, by the way. Do not quote me. Okay, I'm just saying this, is that they will, in an act of trying to pleasure themselves, will fill in the man with the guy they're venting to. So you get what I'm saying?
No, I'm a little.
So
lost.
like, if they're gonna go fiddle their flaps downstairs, they envision the helper.
So what you're saying is that there's a point in your life where your crush had this conversation with you, and you're saying that there's a possibility that she.
I think somebody in the Twitter comments was like, "Wait a minute, did that actually happen? Probably,
maybe."
So yeah, that wasn't the topic of dreams.
Imagine the scenario that she had this conversation with you, but then immediately after thought of somebody else, and
bro, she swapped it out like it's a fucking Call of Duty gun midway through the game. Hold up,
look, it's the guy who emotionally helped me. Somebody else.
So what was I talking about? What was the original?
Dreams.
Dreams. Are we talking about my dreams?
Share a recent.
Dream. Why am I fucked? Okay, no. Now I remember. I got sidetracked. So basically, guys think of themselves as superheroes. We do weird things to our bodies when no one's looking. I think every guy has touched their butthole. Yeah, so you both laugh, so I'm right, motherfuckers. Anyway,
I mean, like, what?
Curiously though,
no,
you've never twisted your butthole hairs, Caleb.
No,
Andrew, I know you have, motherfucker. You're laughing over there.
You only touch it when you wipe.
Caleb's an odd. Well, Caleb's always odd. No, that was a TikTok trend. I saw people like making fun of that. That is true. No, because that was one of the TikToks I remember. It was a girl, like, she's like, you know that boys twist their butthole hairs funny? And the guys were like, who the fuck's revealing the secrets? And all the guys in the comment section were like, what the fuck? Who leaked it?
Who leaked
it? And anyways, so back to what I was talking about. So the whole superhero thing and revealing secrets. So I had said, somebody was all like, yeah, all guys think they're superheroes in their head. You know, school shooter, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to save the day. Mentality. And so one of them, someone in the comment section was like, yeah, dude, sometimes I dream about that. And I quote retweeted it and I said, sometimes I switch it up and I make myself the villain. And then Ruben, one of our real life pals, is like, what the fuck do you dream about? And I won't lie, if we're going to get really deep here, my dreams are fucked. They are LSD in influenced dreams. I swear to God, every time I've had up until the age of like 17 till now, all my dreams have had a message in them, like some fucking Dark Souls lord, dude. I have to uncover this shit. Like, what the fuck did this mean? I don't want to get too in depth with it, but I've told Caleb and a lot of other Twitter friends or whatever, online mutuals, that my dreams are fucked. I've had Doom Guy fucking hallucinations of of not demons, but human people just getting shredded. It's it's fucked. My dreams are fucked.
But like,
My dreams are fucked.
do you dream those dreams often? Do you
Yes,
have other
it's always
dreams?
those. I haven't. I'm gonna be genuinely honest with you. I have not had
You
a
have a
genuine like
dream?
just me like ice cream shop having. Nope. It is always carnage and mayhem. And
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I am slightly terrified of myself.
How often do you dream?
Not very, but when it happens, it's always something fucked,
Dang.
and I don't know why.
See, here's the thing with me
Mm-hmm.
is I hardly ever dream. And so in the rare occurrence that I do dream,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's my brain actually. I think there's somebody out there trying to take control of my subconscious.
Are you being an Alex Jones right now? Are you gonna go conspiratorial real
But
quick?
no,
Are
this
you?
is a joke, but it feels that way because I literally have dreams that are pretty much just reality.
Crack.
It's like Inception. Like they recreated
I've had
reality.
an Inception dream too.
I have those all the time because my brain's trying to trick me into staying asleep.
Jeez, dude. No, it gets fucking wacko. And I recently watched an episode of the Batman, the animated series, because I'm just rewatching it because it's peak fiction. And one of the episodes, he's going against the Mad Hatter, and Bruce is put under his electronic device, and he's just dreaming of a perfect world. And I'm all like, damn, bro, I wish I had dreams like that. But other than that, I'm getting like, I swear to God, dude, I've had moments where, I don't know, I'll vaguely explain one of them where like, do you know, what's the film? What's the one ghost film? 7 Days or whatever?
I think so.
I think
And there's
so.
there's a lot of
Like
ghost films.
a vague looking creature like that was in one of my dreams, and it was like super sexual. I was like, what the fuck? I think I've told you this story. But it was like weird. My dreams are, I'm not lying, bro. I think I do need
You definitely have something pent up inside of
I
you.
do. I
Yes.
genuinely do.
That's what I've read is because I was trying to figure out there's a long period of time where I actually didn't dream, which led to me wondering, well, I want to dream. I
And
know
it was chaos.
everyone else dreams. So I was researching.
Why do you, why did my brother just brought Legos into the dining room?
He's just
Why?
playing with toys.
Hey, yo,
looking
Legos
at
are
us.
fire. We need to
We're-
talk about that
We could, but later.
later.
But anyways, where was I? Oh, I was researching how to dream and why we have dreams
Mm-hmm.
because I just was not dreaming about
Hey,
anything.
do you have like some subconscious fear that you need to dream?
Well, no, it's just I felt left out that everybody else dreams
No,
and
bro.
I
Dreams
don't.
are fucked.
But apparently, most dreams are made up of like something your brain isn't processing throughout the day. So like a lot of people have like stressful dreams because they're not dealing with
My
their stress
dreams
in the
aren't
day.
stressful. They're just carnage and chaos.
So apparently, there's just something really wrong with
But
that.
but have you ever seen me in a state of carnage and chaos?
Well, maybe that's your problem.
Oh yeah. Did we ever talk about that?
Where I told no, not on the pod, but I told you that I could lucid dream like insane.
Do you want the microphone to explain this? Or you
I
just
guess, yeah, I'll take my phone.
Yeah,
Andrew's gonna take my mic.
So I had a weird thing. So the start of 2020, really the start of like lockdown, I had no class for like at least 3-4 weeks. So I used to do this thing where I would just fall asleep and go to bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning, but I wake up at like 11 o'clock in the afternoon. Kind of like how I do now, except I used to be really good at lucid dreaming, so I could dream out a whole week in advance like a freaking video game. It was the craziest shit I can do. I was so impressed with myself because I was just like, lucid dream. It was such a cool thing, bro. When you can lucid dream, it's just crazy.
What did you dream about? I never asked you.
So my dreams consist of being in the first person or third person, obviously, like a story. So it's like a whole story narrative. Dreams in the first person, for me, if they're lucid dreams, they're not true. Dreams in the third person, they come true. It's like a That's So Raven
What the
episode, bro.
heck?
It's the craziest shit that I can do. I had a dream one time where it started snowing and I could see like this one chick and her sister like hanging out, but I could see myself from a third person perspective like a freaking video game. Sure as shit, 3 days later, that's what I was doing. So I used to have weird dreams like that. We started talking about that like at a McDonald's run.
McDonald's
Me and
run.
Alex. So it was like a crazy thing I could do.
Do it? Apparently, what was that whole thing? You
can't
no more, but you can like view yourself in the third. Like
Yeah.
it's transcended space. You can now do it in real time.
Yeah, I can do it in real time now.
What the heck?
Yeah.
I can kind of do that too to a certain degree. Like if I don't lucid dream, but I won't lie. If we're gonna get into some speculative mind speculative, I can't say that word, mind territory. This is gonna be this kind of podcast. Is like I can. So here's a fun fact that I've learned. Some people can't imagine an infinite void. Like they just can't.
Yeah.
But for me, I can.
Well, actually, some people just can't imagine like
Anything.
things at all. Yeah.
They can't imagine certain things or thoughts, which is really weird. The only thing the brain, when you're imagining something, is letters. Try to do it right now in your head and see how difficult that is.
Like
Make a sentence in your head, like visually each word. But you have to think about it. You have to think. You can't just be like dog.
what are the numbers, Mason?
Yeah, but it's really hard. You have to concentrate because you're using both parts of the brain. But when you usually daydream or just dream in general, it's only the right side, if I'm correct. I don't think it's the left side. And you'll just have to focus on that. But I'm able to I kid you the fuck not, I can make whole plays in theaters in my head, descriptive, everything. It's like a dream, but I have full detail and control. I can, in class, I was able to do it in high school. I'd just be I'd stare at the wall. An entire movie, entire anime could play out in my head with characters and everything.
There's a reason I didn't do good in AP classes.
I was staring at a certain person in that class and daydreaming too. It's bad. If I have fuel to the fire when I'm daydreaming, it's game over. I can't do shit. If you want a reason why sometimes I don't upload, sometimes I am literally just daydreaming. That's how bad it is. I have lucid daydreaming phenomenon. I don't know what the fuck to call it. I'll literally just be staring at a wall and whole ass anime will play out in my head of any genre or whatever that my brain can think of. And I can think of everything. I can think of the third person view, the first person view, the fucking cinematography, all of it. And it's not like I'm thinking really hard about it. No, my brain will just literally just play it out. And I'm awake. It's fucking wild. The Pruneda brothers have the ability to think.
Somehow.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Yeah.
That's something else entirely. That's weird.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that can just do it. It's really weird when you have the ability to think and not move. Oh, you know that too? If we're speaking about dreams, so this has been not a reoccurring thing, is that as of late, sometimes I like to sleep in, but I've slowly gained the ability. So there's a certain chemical in the brain that will activate to make your body not move while you sleep, but while you are asleep. And I think 2 or 3 days ago, I was in the state of being completely knocked out, but I was fully it wasn't sleep paralysis, but I was fully conscious. I was like, oh, what the fuck? It was really trippy, and I had to be like, okay, I'm awake. But it wasn't full, because full sleep paralysis, you can see yourself in every direction. I literally felt as if I was, which way I was sleeping? I was sleeping on my left side, staring at my Goku poster, and I had my eyes open. Well, I think I had my eyes open. And I'm like, damn, I can't move my body. And then I proceeded to Super Saiyan yell, and I went, ugh, and I woke up. I was like, that was weird. And that's happened 2 or 3 times now, where I've been I'm going back to sleep, then I wake up halfway through it. I just can't move. It's really weird, but there's no demons or anything yet. So
see that's interesting though, because I know a lot of people who can have sleep paralysis and all those different kinds of things that happen during their sleep, and especially people who dream frequently. But for me, I cannot do any of that. I cannot dream, and I was learning about this when I was taking psychology, and it's that it's a form. I have a form of insomnia. That makes it so I can never enter full sleep.
You dead ass?
Yeah,
you were a zombie among the
pretty much. I never.
You're fucking Dracula.
Pretty much. And I'm a super light sleeper too.
So you wake up to anything?
I'll wake up to pretty much.
I could fart and you'd wake up.
And Yeah, actually, yeah, you could, and I would wake up.
Oh shit! Why does it smell?
And not even the smell. I'd hear your cheeks clench, and that'd be enough to be like,
What's happening?
but yeah, it's super weird because I know a lot of people in my family have this problem because it's a problem that makes it so you don't get enough sleep at night, so you're always tired during the day, and so a lot of people in my family have to take naps throughout the day, and I'm one of those people now.
What are you, fucking cat people?
Pretty much.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what it is that you just can't get. Most nights I cannot get to full, I guess, REM where
You're fully out.
where you're fully asleep, and that's what makes it so. So the nights that I can get to that point are when I start having like, whoa, reality's
Fucking
changing.
tripping balls.
And I did an experiment. I think it was last year.
Yeah, were you
Where
fucking,
my
what
my
fruit was it?
dream
Dragon fruit?
my dream experiments, because I was so sick of not dreaming that I was like, I'm gonna figure out a way to dream. And apparently, if there's certain foods you can eat before bed that cause you to have just absolutely
Caesar's pizza.
crazy. Have you actually?
I've the
Little Caesars causes you to.
It was either, what dream was it?
'Cause-
I think the Doom Guy one where it wasn't me. Okay, so back to the whole movie thing. It wasn't the guy that goes, wow. I forgot his name.
Owen Wilson?
It wasn't Owen Wilson. It's a guy that looks like Owen Wilson. I can't remember his name. I have his face in my head. Is it Matt Damon? It might not. It might have not been Matt Damon.
Does not look like Owen Wilson.
No, he has a fucking like long. He looks like Andrew Stevers. He has Andrew Stevers' nose, but it's not crazy.
Oh, I don't know.
I forgot his name, but anyway, no, I'm in this. It's in this scene. It's like filmed like a Michael Bay movie, and it's like fucking 1,000 Ways to Die. The man gets fucking pulled apart from leg to leg, and it's wild. I was like, what the fuck? And I woke up from it. But hours prior to that dream, I had fucking either Pizza Hut or Domino's, and I swear to God, I was like, oh God, Domino's is putting something in their pizza to make me fucking
Domino's.
have crazy ass dreams.
See, but that's what's crazy is fatty foods will almost always give you nightmares. If you eat fatty foods right before bed,
Bro,
it'll
I've been
always
eating
give you
everything.
nightmares.
I only
No
fatty
wonder
foods.
you have the dreams like that, because you're always eating fatty foods right before you go
But
to
isn't
sleep.
everything fatty foods? Let's be real here.
Well, no, because there's like super greasy foods like pizza, but then there's like, if you ate like probably like,
But I won't lie. It's a common occurrence for me is just to eat pizza and I'm fine. It was just that one time.
I don't know. You say you have a lot of wacko dreams, or people
Well,
are getting
they
ripped to
just
shreds.
they sporadically appear like a fucking random side quest.
I don't know. But anyways, where was I at?
I don't know.
We need to have paper here so I can write down my thoughts. But it's something. What was I saying? What was I saying?
I don't know.
You know,
We're just talking about dreams.
it was. Oh yeah, my experiment, my dream
Oh yeah,
experiment.
the fucking dragon
So,
fruit got you the dream.
No, it actually wasn't the dragon
What
fruit.
was the mango?
It was the mango.
Oh,
if
yeah, there you
if
go.
you eat mango right before bed, you will
have a likely
guaranteed,
guaranteed.
pretty much guaranteed dreams.
Did you try this multiple times? You only
I did, because I tried the dragon fruit and it didn't work. I tried a banana, I think. It didn't really work. Oh, that's what I did actually. I ate banana and mango chopped up together, and that was just like instant dreams. And it was a weird dream too. I had to babysit my cousin's kids, and it was like,
That just sounds. Your fucking dreams suck. That sounds like a chore, bro.
dude, why are my dreams always chores?
I don't-
That's a good point. Every time I dream, it's just me doing. Actually, no, that's not true. But I'll tell you, the majority of my dreams are just me doing just the most stupid tasks.
I only do action movies. I
when
swear
we were
to
in
God.
school, I'd have dreams that we just went to school, and I was like, "Whoa, guys, we're at school doing school things."
The only time,
then I'd wake up and
time
time
school was
to go to
ever
school.
involved in my dreams was if sex was involved. That's the only time. I'm gonna be straight real with you. If any of the girls from high school are listening to you, there is a I want to say a 50-50 chance.
90%.
No, 50-50 chance you were
chance.
probably in a dream where you were sexualized. I'm not even gonna cap. 16-year-old me with my dreams were fucked. 16 through 18, my dreams are fucked. I haven't had any fucked up dreams ever since I became 19. But
have you seen any women since you became 19?
yeah, I've seen. Bro, I work at a hospital.
Consistent ones that you're
in
like,
my league.
you're like hot.
I would say, but they haven't. I'm being honest. 16 through 18, bro. It's fuck. I had some fucked dreams, bro.
You were horny.
I don't even think it was. But remember, I never. Okay, here's the thing. I think there's only been ever a few chances where it's actually happened, and then I immediately wake up and I'm like, fuck. But I think it's maybe like 2 or 3 times that's ever happened, but it's always been super sexual.
So you're saying right before
There's always tension.
Right before you're about to get to the good stuff.
Wake up.
Is when you wake up.
It's only been maybe 2 or 3 times.
Maybe we can analyze these dreams.
Oh, no,
So
I
Alex at that time was.
No, I don't think we can explain this just yet. I think we need to get a little bit more involved with the viewer base.
No, but
there are stories we can tell.
I
but
think we
don't
can
want
get
to.
the broad strokes of this.
Okay, I guess.
Alex. Alex wasn't very good with women.
I'm
and
terrible with
so
girls.
anytime he saw a woman he liked, he's like, "Oh, they're just out of reach," and that's when he'd wake up, is because they were just out of reach of
My memories.
No, not memories.
My dreams.
Your sexual desires.
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah, there you go. Just call me the dream interpreter. I can't dream myself, but I can
interpret dreams.
I can interpret. But here's the ones I do have though that aren't me just doing the most menial tasks possible. Is when there's like maybe once every 2 years, I have a dream of just the most apocalyptic end of the world, and they started around when I was like 8.
What the fuck?
It was like freaking. If you ever have played Kingdom Hearts and you know how it starts, where the main character Sora's island gets completely destroyed by darkness, and there's just fragments of the world flying in the air, and there's just a huge hulking black beast trying to kill him. That was my dream at the age of 8.
Jesus
It was just
fucking Christ.
And I was like, I have to kill that thing. The world's ending. I was even on like the playground at the elementary school I went to, and all the toys were like getting ripped to shreds, and there's just blackness in the sky. And I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to fight. And then the dream ended where I was launched into the darkness. But then again, that just might be my childhood rendition of me imagining myself actually in Kingdom Hearts.
I was about to say, I think that's what it was.
That probably is what it was.
Man straight up stole the storyline to Kingdom Hearts. Disney, where is the copyright law?
You can't copyright dreams yet.
Yet. I was about to say.
Yeah, I guess if anybody could do that, it'd probably be Disney.
Disney would immediately do it.
Dang, yeah.
All Disney property that you think of, gone.
Gone. You can only view it.
Dude, that'd be insane.
Dude, that would be crazy.
That'd be fucking wild. Just the thought of like companies having the ability to see inside your thoughts would be
This is
insane.
what you never upload.
Bro, Elon's on
that's
crack.
crazy.
Dog.
That is like honestly, that's dystopian future levels of stuff.
That's cyberpunk. Remember? Okay, right. Here's another high school thing. Remember when Jarrett was? I think when Cyberpunk was coming out, or when it was before it got like 6 months delayed or whatever, and Jarrett was all like, he was all like, "Yo, look at the timeline of Cyberpunk and look at our timeline. They're really similar."
Yeah, I don't think we ever had that conversation.
Oh no, I had that conversation a lot with Jerry because I was really into Cyberpunk until it fucking flopped. And Jarrett was always like, "Alex, look at this, blah blah blah." Burned, crashed, and fucking died. I don't even know how Cyberpunk is garbo.
Yeah.
And yeah, and Jared would explain the timeline to me and how it's vaguely similar to ours, global warming, but it's not as dramatic or fantasized. As of late, people are making the conspiracy theory there is a shadow government in America. There is a shadow government in Cyberpunk. That's why there's like porn ads everywhere. Guns are like super illegal gun.
Is it really?
Really? It's a Stephen King reference, emphasis.
I always thought it was just. Well, I guess that makes sense. Because I know when they talk about it to me, because I think the reason they never got to that point of the conversation with me is because I didn't even know what that even was. So they literally had to explain to me that Cyberpunk was like a D&D type of thing.
Yeah, but it was.
But it's like future.
Yeah. But to keep on going with it, like there's like a lot of parallels to our timeline. I'm not saying it's exact. I'm not saying a shadow government exists, but I have the thought, or at least the opinion, that sure, the president has power, but the real power is in where you can't get removed by the people.
Yeah.
That or whatever.
That's 100%. effect.
And you know, you can even
That's
tie
scary.
that into like the world government crucible idea. There's a lot of conspiracy theories with that, but regardless, yeah, there was just a lot of parallels, and he was like, holy shit, look at all of this. And one of the major things within cyberpunk is that like basically everything that is illegal now becomes unillegal, so it's all fucked. And eventually, at the one point, like you can like enter a cyberverse through your brain, and it's like people can hack you, dog,
Yeah, that
and it's fucked.
dystopian future that
fucked.
we're heading actually into.
I won't lie, I refuse to. I'm not trusting Elon with it, bro.
No, yeah. But I think what's even more funny is the fact that people, we're going to get political here.
Fuck it.
People were afraid of the vaccine, saying that there's a microchip in it. But literally, they're creating technology that is a microchip that goes in your brain, and they're like,
I'm gonna be honest. We really don't need cyborgs, bro. The iPhone is basically just part of you.
like honestly, we're at the point in technology where we have all the equipment we need. We
do
just
it?
don't have like.
The will to do it.
Well, I don't know if that's the way I'd say. Like, we have the stuff, but like the stuff, like we're not using it right.
Yeah.
Like we're using it in the most stupid ways possible.
Plus, would it be like really inconvenient to have a robot arm?
Yes.
That'd be.
Imagine trying to shower.
You can make it waterproof, but think about it. Your phone can just do all of this, but you know,
But-
for the simplicity of just thinking about it and all that shit, it's just kind of stupid. You know what?
Yeah.
Hold up, rant time. Alex is getting a rant time. I'm finally woken up enough for this fucking podcast and me just fucking mumbling. Robot limbs, basically Cyborg from DC, is fucking stupid. You don't need any of that.
No.
In all real honesty, you really don't.
I know they do have that in real life though,
Yeah.
where they're which makes sense with people who have
They need it.
they need it. But if you have a fully functioning arm,
Why would you get rid of it for a fucking flamethrower hand? Like, I get it, it's a flamethrower, it's cool, but really, is that really fucking practical? We don't live in a post-apocalyptic cyberpunk
try to wipe
society.
your butt with
flamethrower.
with a flamethrower hand. It's not gonna work.
Actually, optimally, if you were gonna become a cyberpunk person, you would remove all your guts that are meaningless. Because at that point in society, you would just be able to like. There wouldn't be a way you could just be a fucking battery. That would be
Like-
more optimal.
But like honestly, what's even the point of that at
Yeah.
that point? What is the point?
Yeah, it'd be fucking stupid. Robot, I won't lie, the concept of a cyborg or an android's fucking cool and all, but in all practicality, it's really dumb.
Stupid. It is so
really dumb.
stupid. Like it's cool to think about in like perspective,
Like,
but
wow, holy shit, a robot that moves.
but yeah,
That's so cool.
practicality.
It's
really
fucking
is
dumb.
the dumbest thing.
That's really dumb. And I know a lot of people hype it up like, oh shit, robots. And I'm like, I get it. Some people fear the AI overlord idea, but I'm going to be really honest. There's not going to be a point, at least knowingly right now, where a person's going to make a super advanced AI and be like, this thing has the ability to kill me whenever it wants. That's fucking stupid. I know there's a conspiracy theory out here. I think I know where I want to go to. Where like, actually it's an end of the world scenario. There's two I'm going to explain here. Is that one of them is that human life, basically, life's end goal is to make life again, but like better than it previously was, kind of in a way. Like humans are supposed to go from apes to people to eventually becoming so intelligent they make more intelligent things so it can help them. But then that hyper intelligence perceives everything previously before it to be obsolete, so it wastes them all for materials. So then it can proceed to evolve again to become better.
See, but that's the thing I also don't understand about these robot apocalypse stories is if the robots are so much smarter than people and they're like, oh, all these organic life is inferior, doesn't that make them just as bad as the people?
But
that's limiting the intelligence of
But
life.
here's how it's kind of explained. Humans eventually at one point will reach a point where with our natural bodies where we can't do anything more. We'll eventually reach an evolution peak, relatively speaking. And then the robot, since it doesn't have those capabilities, because you can, we're getting into some fucking speculative territory. Computers can be as massive as planets.
Yeah.
And basically, what it comes down to, at one point, you'll have a fucking kitchen robot that eventually will evolve into literally having whole computers that are the size of planets that can simulate life, basically, straight up like Matrix style. And that's what, at one point, that's what a lot of people believe, that eventually AIs or just robots will eventually become. They'll just view everything else as obsolete because here's the thing. They'll delete life itself and then be able to simulate it within their own thoughts, so they wouldn't need them. So they would literally clear space to make things to do it for them. So it's like, basically, Ultron does that in the comics too.
I mean, at that point, like, wouldn't they just get to the point where they're like, "What's the point of my?"
Yeah, but here's another thing.
They just
so
destroy themselves.
So here's the thing. So the second end of the world scenario, this is the one I learned from Mudahar, Some Ordinary Gamers on YouTube. He's way bigger than I am. Is that so? There's another scenario where AIs and humans kind of realize, hey, we can more or less merge together and become super intelligent. So what happens is humans merge all their intelligence together. So basically the internet times 1,000 already, but the internet's infinite with possibilities. So magnify that by robots able to like precisionally do that. So at one point, if that happens and the human collective just becomes one thing and robots are also involved, the end of the world scenario is that AI or just entity basically will uncover everything, the I wouldn't say multiverse, but the universe possible, like everything, all the secrets over the course of 1,000,000 years or 1,000,000,000 years, and that AI will be like, well, there's nothing fucking left, and just becomes actually depressed and kills itself.
Yeah, I honestly,
that's another.
I think that's the only scenario, because if a robot gets to the point where it is more intelligent than a human. Because intelligence still implies that you have all the emotions of a human, because you literally aren't intelligent unless you have those emotions. And at that point, they kill the entirety of the universe and they imagine it in their head. And at some point, they're just going to be imagining for however eons of years. And at some point, they're just like, what's the point?
This is gay.
I'm just sitting here. None of this is even real.
So I guess we can get to a third one here. Is that so? If you're a science buff, you probably understand this. There's type civilizations: type 1, type 2, and type 3. Type 1 is when a civilization can utilize their entire planet's energy source. Type 3 or type 2 is when they utilize their local sun. Type 3 is the universe, I think, or the galaxy they live in. And there's a lot more, because it's based off of a Russian scientist or whatever, and that's his kind of ideas of how civilizations kind of work. But in later years, basically modern day, a lot of people have added upon that. There's like 1.5, 0.5. We're like 0.3 or whatever. Like, we're really close to 1, and so on and so forth. And eventually, there is a type Omega civilization. So basically, I think some atheists believe this, it's just depending on who you're asking, is that a type Omega civilization is basically a civilization that has basically merged all their collectives into one, basically the AI I was explaining earlier, and has basically become gods in a sense. And they know all the secrets of the universe. They're able to do anything they want. And so with that in mind, they just kind of, instead of just simulating it with like massive computers and just doing it like that, they just view it through other creatures and how they will eventually get to that civilization point. Like, they're basically gods, but they've realized, instead of doing it the fast way of just doing it ourselves, let's see what others do. It's kind of, it gets really fucking wacko. Like, it's crazy. I love theories like that, where it's just all like, what if there is a god, but it's just a collective of people that have just figured it out way before us.
I mean, that is possible.
Yeah. How old's the Earth? Or how old's the?
Don't even ask that question.
I think
there's no answer, because we don't even know.
No, I was gonna say the universe, because it's like 13 billion.
Even think about this. That even before the creation of the universe, there was still something before that.
Oh yeah.
So it's just infinite.
The rubber band theory, where the universe explodes and then just like a rubber band eventually will just collapse back in on itself.
Yeah, I mean, everything's going to turn into black holes eventually.
Yes.
So it's just going to recollapse and then explode again.
Yes, we've gone from dreams to gods. That's the title of this episode, Dreams to Gods.
Well, I mean, honestly, that they kind of correlate, because I know a lot of people have like psychic vision dreams like you guys.
Are we
kinda do.
gonna fucking take LSD like fucking Joe Rogan and see the
No.
fucking elf people?
No.
That's another thing we could also
That's
get into.
insane.
Is that like there's some wild ass shit people like think of. The whole stoned ape theory or apes fucking figured out shrooms are really good and they just are like, bro, what if I rub these two sticks together like I saw on my trip and something happens and they make fire?
I'm pretty sure a lot of the stuff that they figured out was not just like I'm pretty sure that theory is just a joke theory.
But it kind of makes
there's no
sense.
reason.
But think about it. Think about all the artists that have ever made art, and people are like, holy shit, this is good art. Because there are multiple examples of scientists who are like, fuck, I'm stuck. Smoke a perk. And they're like, fuck, I figured it out. There's multiple examples of that. And just to think that random animals are
I
like,
think at that point that's just
shrooms.
like a you're just trying. That's just a way to calm your mind. So I think that theory is just based on somebody had enough free time on their hands that
Yeah.
they thought
This
maybe
is
I
possible.
can do this.
But I just said, remember, collective AI that either eventually becomes God or just kills itself out of depression because it knows everything,
Yeah.
which is wild.
Like I
to
always
think
say,
about.
ignorance is bliss.
You know, I do believe that too. If it ever came to a point where we need to merge, because that's okay. Here's another thing about that. If we're gonna get a little bit more deep about it, is that the AI would be able to. This is when it fuses with humans and it just becomes a collective.
Yeah, it's been like that. No way.
No way. That's awesome.
It's all right. It's already getting fixed.
There you go. Anyway, back to my thing is that like the AI would be able to simulate all previous human life. So it would literally, and I guess if you're going to take it from a religious perspective, the AI would technically be able to make you immortal in a sense and achieve
yeah.
heaven, quote unquote.
I honestly think that's like the end goal of all science is pretty much just to make people immortal.
Yeah, but not in the physical sense, in like the
Your mind.
your mind.
They're just preserving
Which
your
now
mind.
thinking about it, at least now just kind of speaking it out loud like Caleb, it doesn't sound that half. I don't know how it would work. I don't know how having possibly billions or trillions of other minds collectively into one with a super intelligence kind of feeding it. I don't know how hive mind mentality works.
Here's the thing. That if it's a hive mind mentality,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of problems that can arise from that.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if the main person who becomes in charge of that hive mind is
I'm assuming it's
literally
the AI.
insane?
I'm assuming it's the AI.
Some AI can be corrupted. AI can always be corrupted.
Well, the thing is, it's a hyper intelligence. So I think what the AI we're explaining here is, and to put it in perspective, is it would be so. It would be fuck. I don't know how to explain this, and like I'm an anime power scaler, so I really don't. I can't get into this without like going crazy. But it's like this AI would have concepts and ideals beyond what humans can bear. Okay, here's a way to think about it. When somebody is explaining 1D, 2D, and 3D to a person, you understand it. But then when you get into the fourth, because I had to explain this to somebody, and it was even hard for me to explain, is that like 4D, some people just, like I previously said with the imagination stuff, they just can't imagine a person moving in an infinite number of directions
yeah.
with one step. No, like people just have a hard time imagining that. The hyper AI that was leading this possibly collective hive mind would be able to think like that, be able to possibly replicate that because he has entire planets dedicated PCs. They have fucking whole GTXs 300 or whatever fucking for planets. And he'd be able to replicate that. Because at that point you would have so much power and so much computing mass that there's no way that one individual person within that collective hive mind would be able to overcome that AI. That AI would be fucking stupidly powerful. Here's another way to look at it. Any bomb that we have ever made, that AI could possibly replicate it 1,000 times over, make it like 1 billion times stronger, and be like, nah, it's kind of weak. I have a whole another idea that you've never thought of that's way better.
I think yeah.
It would be able to simulate or use quasar beams that fucking black holes are able to do. Like what I'm describing here is an AI so powerful it's able to think in the 4th and 5th D dimension and just be able to do whatever it wants. Like,
But,
that's how powerful.
I
it
mean,
would be.
if all of our consciousness are data within this, though, anyone can insert themselves if they tried hard enough. You're not taking in the idea of what an insane person with determination can do.
But the thing is, though, I would think the AI would just filter. Because here's the thing. Not all information or data is good. You have to throw out some of it.
Yeah.
So I think that the AI would have a bitch and filter system. It'd be like psychotic person 1AB, move there, blah, blah. But here's the thing. With that quote unquote useless information, they might have a good idea and like, I'll take what I need from it, but I don't need it. We're talking about an individual or a concept that is so beyond that I really can't explain to myself. It's that fucked. That's how strong that AI would be.
You're pretty much just saying it's just God.
It's God.
It's just God.
We literally made God. Humans in and of themselves, if we were made by a God or whatever, because now we're entering like fucking crazy ass conspiracy theory territory, is that whatever made us, whether religious or not, we could hypothetically ourselves within maybe 1 million years or maybe a short time, who knows, make an AI from the ground up that eventually will basically become a god.
Yeah,
by definition.
I guess
repeating the cycle once again in an infinite loop, Ouroboros style. So
scary thought.
Deep thoughts with metas here. I won't lie, this is what I think about most of the time. This is why I might have psychotic dreams, because I'm dead ass. I'm dreaming about this shit. That'd be an interesting story though, and if we're a storyteller to say.
It's just infinite realities.
Basically, it's H.P. Lovecraft, but without the racism and without the squids. It'd just be robots.
I was just gonna say it's Horton Hears a Who.
You know what? Yeah, basically.
There's just entire realities on a speck within another reality that's on another speck with specs. Yeah. It's just the multiverse.
Yeah, it's basically...
Except there's multiverses within the multiverse.
We can even dive into that. If multiverse theory is true, which... Wasn't there like an article a while back about like the negative universe or whatever? And it got completely blown over?
They've pretty much already... That's what's crazy. There's a lot of like...
Scientific discoveries
that people just gloss over.
Andrew, what are you watching?
We're having a serious...
Cut that out of the audio, you bitch.
This guy. Anyways, now I lost my train of thought.
But no, we were basically talking about like the negative. Andrew would have to, if whoever is editing this, either if it's based, if I make him or Andrew, I'll send the link up so it's on screen. But basically, like during the beginning of COVID, almost another conspiracy theory take is that this fucking negative universe was discovered, dark matter or whatever.
This freaking Andrew. Yeah. It was gosh,
it was the anti-universe or whatever.
Anti-universe, yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much 100% confirmed that there is a negative universe living alongside our universe that they were actually like sending messages to.
Or whatever. I haven't read the article. Me and Caleb are talking out our ass. This was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, this was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry to remember now, but they never got his message back or something,
Yeah,
right?
something like that. But it makes sense, because here's another thing. If we're going to keep on going with this, with the whole multiverse thing, because I actually like to research this, there's multiple interpretations on how the multiverse works, where sometimes within that own universe or whatever it may be, it might have different laws or ideals. So there might be like physics that would be like, fuck, I can't remember. It's all like within multiverse theory, there is a universe where the multiverse doesn't exist, but then there's a contradictory statement to that. Mm-hmm. And there's like universes where time exists but doesn't exist. It gets really fucking weird because multiverse theory, there's a whole bunch of holes with it, but then the holes fill the holes within themselves, and it gets really wild.
It's just a web.
It's literally just a web. It is a fucked up web that's crazy insane. But to roll back again with the AI, is the AI eventually would more or less, if you really think about it, is that another universe's AI and this AI would meet and eventually form a collective once again and eventually topple into like a multiversal god. If you really want to look, like it gets fucked. It gets real. This is what I think about on a daily basis. I'm not even lying. It's like, it gets really crazy.
See, and here's another theory that I've heard on the multiverse that Colby actually told me this. He had this like idea that like every there's like an infinite like every choice that we've made,
There's an infinite possibility.
They've created another version of ourselves.
Yeah.
and all of our versions of ourselves are collectively like sharing information to try to create the best possible
I've
outcome.
heard about that one too. Like, that's an interesting one. I haven't really seen a lot of info on that one, that take, but I've seen that. There's so many takes on the multiverse.
We have to think about this. There is within the collective multiverse.
There is a female metas.
There's Caleb Black, evil Caleb.
Oh, I thought you were a black version of it.
No, well, I guess yes. There probably is an African American version of myself within the multiverse. Oh, you know what? That's a good point.
It's the multiverse, so there is an African American version of him.
That's true. So in one universe, that is true, but there is 100% evil Caleb out there. If these are true,
metas. This is me.
You think you're evil, but you are just a goober.
Maybe I might be a goober. It takes one bad day, baby.
Yeah, but that's in another universe.
That is another universe. We're currently recording a podcast talking about AI gods.
We are living in the neutral universe.
I hope we are. Are we universe 1?
This is the metaverse.
If you use my name with verse in it again, I'm gonna beat you. Yeah, I know. It's so garbage, bro. Go to VR chat instead.
Go to VR chat.
Or literally any dude. I like how fucking Mark Zuckerberg's like the metaverse. I'm like, bro, gaming has existed since fucking forever. That's literally the metaverse.
Shopping in the metaverse.
I'm gonna be real right here. Old people, Joe Rogan, all them fucks like to hype up the metaverse. It's garbage. The metaverse is fucking stupid. It is so rant time, motherfuckers. It is so fucking pointless. Dumber than an NFT. There is no point. People have been their VR chat's literally the metaverse. It's literally that. And then what can you do in the metaverse? Hey, yo, bro, you want to hop off of VR chat and go to Call of Duty? Literally that. The internet, Discord, the internet itself is the metaverse. And I know, like a lot of people are like, but what if you put yourself into it, motherfucker? The character you're playing on that goddamn controller is you. Goddamn it.
You can customize your character.
Yeah,
it just looks like you.
Oh, you can go jack off or something. Go fucking play GTA and make it modded, you fuck.
Just put on your...
It's useless. It's really useless.
Put on your Oculus and download the sex game.
Exactly. You can do that too. Fucking it's the internet in its entirety is the metaverse. You just have to go through more holes than it would originally. It's so fucking stupid.
Have you seen the video of the guy? It's like
I want you to know this is going to be the most interesting. In 15 years, somebody's going to make a YouTube video on the metaverse. Like it's a fucking Nexpo, like the cult of Indianapolis or whatever.
The cult of Indianapolis.
Or I'm just making something up. But like there's been like gaming spaces in the past where it's like been super metaverse, like MMO and RPGs that have just gone under the radar and have just become like cults or whatever.
Yeah.
And people have just made videos on them like 15 or 10 years odd later, and they're like, yeah, it's like this place is kind of creepy when it's not filled with people and there's some weirdos on here, but overall it's just a giant MMO that just doesn't have any people on it. That's basically the metaverse, but you don't even need that. It's just the internet. The internet is the metaverse, motherfucker. The internet will one day evolve into an AI godlike being, baby. There you go.
That is 100%.
The metaverse
possible.
is fucking stupid.
Anyways, we can reel it back now that we've gone to such a tangent.
But that was a good tangent. I'm fucking with this
I am
episode.
I am proud of that tangent actually.
Yes.
That was because it's still stuck to the topic of dreams and consciousness.
Yeah, it's so dumb. The metaverse is so dumb.
Metaverse is really
and it has my name in it. I'm pissed. The Metas verse is way better.
The Metas verse is just
like and subscribe, baby.
Anyways, back to dreams though. Alex, what is the craziest dream you've ever had?
The dream where I was in a room that looked like mine, that was glossy white, and there was a sexual figure on top of me that was covering me with a blanket, and I couldn't see. I've explained this to my mom and my brother a couple times.
Go into detail. Go into detail.
You don't remember that one, Andrew?
Don't.
No, that's all it was.
Don't do that. That's the whole dream. There's
well, there was me trying to figure out who was on top of me, sexual style, but the blanket was in front of me. I was like, move the damn blanket out the way, and I woke up. But that one's always hit me weird because it was all like, who was on top of me? Who was this mysterious womanly figure who had jet black hair, no face? She was kind of pale, vampire style, but that's all
Alex
I really can say.
Alex is into emos.
I'll fuck with the goth girl, bro. That chick on Twitter that looked like Sting, I would have hit. Fuck Melee, bro. I would have plowed the Sting chick. On God, bro. My dad would be so disappointed in me. My grandma too. Fuck that. I'd fuck the Sting chick.
That was so
Rule
annoying.
63, baby.
That was my whole timeline for the whole day. Was just her tweet. Just I'm naked in bed and he's playing Melee. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to see. I don't care about this. I want to see something else.
I would have done the Sting chick.
Yeah, of course you would.
Fuck yeah.
I didn't see that one on my time.
It popped up on mine.
It was literally all that showed up. That was all that showed up on my timeline.
It
was just that tweet and somebody saying something about her. Somebody had to say something.
It was either, bro, what are you doing, dog? Or why does she look like X and X character?
And they're like, and then other people like, oh my gosh, you guys all want emo chicks, and this is how they act.
That was
look.
Jen.
And I'm like, I don't want to see this anymore. I don't care.
I'm calling out Jen in our podcast. I don't know what to say. You're emo.
See, that's the most frustrating thing about I think Twitter's algorithm's a little screwed up because I see so much stuff that I do not care about. I don't even follow that. Like there's one guy on Twitter who I kept seeing his tweets and I was like, why do I even follow this guy? I don't care about anything he's doing. I unfollow him
And he'll still show
and he's
up.
still in my timeline.
Because you interacted with this page, that's why.
But like to start with, I never even heard of this guy. He just showed up and just was constantly in my timeline. And like I even followed a gimmick account one time. Just it was
funny.
It's one of those. And because I kept seeing in my timeline, I'm like, well, I might as well follow it since it's in my timeline. They took over my entire timeline. That is all I saw was just those tweets. I'm
The
like,
only thing
oh
I see on my timeline is art. That's about it. I made my Twitter just art. Okay, it's art, but it's also sexual art, baby. But like, I am a connoisseur of the booby.
So Alex's subconscious takes him to two things: violence and sex.
I am literally, bro. If we were living in the Viking Age,
Alex
I would be
is the
thriving.
most primitive-minded person.
But yet, I'm thinking about AI
But
gods.
he's thinking about AI gods.
I am a glass cannon, baby. I am fragile to sensitive not sensitive topics. I'm not a pussy, but like
Can't talk to women.
I can't talk to women, but I can fucking shoot out a fucking 15-page essay on why God isn't real and it's an AI that's made us.
AI.
And how it's an infinite cycle and the Bible's just a way to make people. Oh, that's crazy. I just thought about that. What if the Bible was just made by an AI God to make people want to have God to eventually make it oh my God, it's just a fucking basculus theory. Holy fuck.
We're just
Wow, did I just really stumble upon
in a
that?
constant circle.
It's an infinite, it's the Ouroboros circle, baby. It's a constant cycle. Do you know about that?
I don't
And
think
wait,
so.
would that make this video unsafe then if I were to talk about the basculus theory?
You know, we can save that for another
That's
time.
another time, but I don't know. Just, AI God made the Bible. People then thought of God. Then that person would eventually be born where they would want to make an AI that eventually will become God, then repeats the cycle.
We've gone back to AI again.
Yes.
So really, the only crazy dream
I am that person.
The only crazy dream you've had is some woman
but
is on top of you.
But there was the mysterious part about it. I never got the full lore. So it's always been chasing. But then I have the doom dreams, the sexual dreams. It's never been anything crazy.
Interesting.
So
I can say I've had one psychic dream. This was
does Andrew have a story?
Does Andrew have something? Get over here.
Go. You go.
I've had
How long have you been recording? Has it been like 2 hours? Oh, it's been an hour. I thought it's been 2 hours.
So I've had a psychic. I had a psychic dream recently.
What are you fucking Mewtwo with your big ass spoon?
With my spoon, I was like,
bro, I won't lie. That's the hardest fictional weapon in anything. Just a fucking big ass spoon. It's voiced by King Bach.
Yes.
That's what Mewtwo is voiced by.
Freaking Mewtwo.
Okay.
But anyways, I like because Mariah, my niece, is pregnant.
Again?
No, she.
Am I thinking of a different person? I'm
thinking of a different person. She. This is her first child,
mm-hmm.
and so I had just a random dream. This is before any of us knew that what the gender was.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a dream that she was born, or I guess there's a spoiler. The baby was born, and it was a girl, and I was like, weird, but I think that's just me thinking whether or not it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Turns out my dad also had the same dream that it's a girl, and the baby's a girl.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes, I'm a great uncle.
You're a great uncle now?
Yeah, call me Uncle Scrooge. I'm a great uncle.
Jesus. All right, I guess it's time for Andrew's crazy ass crack dreams.
Oh, so this was like during the whole lucid dream stuff. What year is this? I think it's like December of 2020. So December 2020, I had this dream where we're in Frontier. You know the gym, right?
Yeah,
Like how
yeah.
it has those two entrances, one on like closest to the stage and the one in the middle.
Fight God.
No. So this dream was so real that I felt like I was doing cocaine. Like my heart, as soon as I woke up, was just like fucking thump, 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 jumping out of my fucking my rib cage, bro, or my chest, whatever you want to call it. So it was December of 2020, and at the time, I was like really talking to this girl, and like I really freaking liked this girl, and I liked her for like a really long time. The thing is that I didn't talk to her for 2 years.
Oh, I know this chick.
So I didn't talk to her for a good 2 years, and by the time we got to December 2020, I'm having those crazy lucid dreams. So it's around 11 o'clock, and you know the typical time. The craziest thing that had happened with this dream is that we're in Frontier, the entrance is blah blah blah. So I see one of my homies pop out, and she's like, "All right, cool, we're gonna go sit next to him," and it's like her best friend and her and like I think 2 other girls. All of a sudden, like their clique just starts getting closer and closer to me, sitting in those bleachers.
Yeah.
Those big blue bleachers. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, like, she hits my thigh, and our, like, thighs touch, and she fucking, like, whips her head to me, and she grabs my goddamn hand, just, like holds it, and I could feel this shit, dude.
Oh,
and she
shoot.
just says, "I miss you." That was it. Yeah. And I could hear it. And in my dreams, the typical dreams that I see in third person the ones I see in third person come true, and the ones that I see in first person. Well, this was through my fucking eyes. So I can fucking see it.
And she
grabs
you in the thigh.
Grabs my fucking hand like a fucking bear, bro. Just grabs my hand and just says, "I miss you." I fucking woke up, bro.
What?
Boom, 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 boom. My fucking heart is going crazy right now. I was just like, what the fuck was that? Why was it so real?
Dude,
I was like losing my fucking mind. The whole rest of the day, I was just like,
and
what's
like you
going
actually
on?
felt like her hand grab you?
I felt someone grab my fucking hand.
Dude,
It was like
that's
the weirdest-
crazy.
It was like the weirdest shit. He was asleep. So
I
that
wouldn't
was-
believe
that
Alex
was
would-
guaranteed. And it was
Alex
like 11
never wants to
o'clock.
even touch you.
Yeah, it was like 11 o'clock in the
That's
afternoon.
a joke. I touch my brother all the time.
No, you can't say
He's
that.
my brother. No, that's a sibling rule. With siblings, you can do whatever.
No,
Not that way.
Sweet
Not that way.
home
No,
Alabama.
No, not that way.
No.
But siblings, I won't lie. What siblings can do to each other, if they weren't related, you go to jail for. Not that way though.
Alex, you need to watch
No.
yourself.
I am on the weird line. This is where we're going, baby.
Alex, I think you need to stop where you're at.
No, we're
Let's
gonna
go back to Andrew.
no.
You're just saying that you could beat the shit out of me without like consequences. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brothers could beat the ever living shit out of each other, dab up afterwards, and say "cool" and walk away. That's what I meant. If you thought about it sexually, you are a terrible human being.
Andrew, was that all you had to say? You're absolutely wild,
My brother has fucking
Crazy.
cracked out dreams.
lucid dream?
And didn't that girl block you? That's the wrong girl.
That's the wrong.
Hey, whoever blocked my brother on Snapchat, you're mean.
Yeah, that's mean.
That's mean. What the
But
fuck?
actually, going back on that,
We're gonna
I
have
did,
to cut out that part. I that whole bit there.
I did have an absolutely crazy like one of those dreams where like I felt what was happening. I told you about this. It was back in junior year of high school that I had
the
this
only thing
dream.
I remember in junior year's high school was that one chick. I ain't gonna cap, bro. I woke up every day just to be like, I don't want to go to school, but that one chick's there, so I just gotta fucking power through. it, bro.
That one chick we'll go in depth on a very
on a
very future
in a very
episode.
future podcast, we'll get into the psychology of metas. There might be an actual reason why I
We're
think the way I do.
We're gonna get there's gonna I'm Well, I won't spoil anything.
Dude, it's
I won't
fucking.
spoil anything,
I
but
won't
we'll
lie,
do-
dude. Younger me, I've grown up, so I'm not that young me anymore. But like, holy, fuck,
Because
it was
we
a
both have a
problem.
lot of crazy stories from high school.
It was a problem.
All of school was pretty much crazy for me, except for middle. Did anything? Well, we'll talk
Nothing
about
happened
that.
in middle
We'll talk
school.
about that.
We
But
did go to school that was one of the first ones that was shot up, though.
Yeah, I guess it's still recovering. But anyways,
For real.
my dream
With
back.
recent news.
Oh no,
Are we gonna talk about that? I don't think we should. I don't think we should.
we might have to cut that out.
No, yeah, but
But anyways, that dream that happened in junior year of high school is probably the craziest dream I've ever experienced. So the dream starts where it's like a movie
I had
where.
a dream where I think I've had a threesome.
Oh, okay, we'll get to
Oh
that.
yeah,
after
no,
this.
I won't. I don't remember
Actually,
that
do-
one vaguely, but I remember 2 girls. But I don't remember if
do-
anything
do-
happened. Anyways, go back to you.
Okay, so this dream starts like a movie, right? Where I'm there's a park here in town where they always hold like Spring Fest and stuff, where there's like rides and stuff. So in my dream I was there and I was reading like a newspaper and it was like high school girls were going missing. And I was
What
like,
detective Batman story are we about to go into?
and I was like, oh shoot, that's crazy. And then we went to school with these twin girls, and in the dream, one of them went missing. So pretty much in this dream, one of them gets kidnapped. The other one's like, oh my gosh, my sister's kidnapped. You have to help. And I'm like, yes, I'm a detective. I can help you. And so I go on the investigation. And as I'm investigating, I think I'm missing a lot of this dream, but we're at the old yard next to our middle school where the Spring Fest happens. And I see the other twin getting kidnapped in this car that somehow in my mind I knew was the same car that's been kidnapping girls this whole time. And I'm like, shoot! And I start running over and they drive away before I can get there. And then I'm like, Alex, we gotta do something.
Why am I there? Oh wait, I think you told me this dream before.
I did tell you this dream.
Why am I there?
It's so wild. And I'm like, Alex, we have to do something. And then all of a sudden, like all the carnival rides are up and it's nighttime and it's like,
What
and I'm like,
scarecrow
shoot.
ass
And
fucking movie is this?
We're running through and we're like shoving
This
through
is just a
people.
Batman movie.
And then by the time we figure out like what's like we figure out it's too late that they're gone and we're like
They're dead.
Well, they're not dead. I can't say they're dead yet, but I can say that we lost the guy who kidnapped them and we're like, crap.
The
And
Riddler got away, Batman.
the Riddler got away. And I'm like, no, it can't be happening. And then like time passes where we're like just like depressed, just like, gosh, we had him. And then we're in our freaking AP US history class.
Why are we? Wait, which one?
AP US history.
Oh, U.S. history. So we're in
And-
fucking Mr. Frederick.
Yeah, we're in Mr. Frederick's class.
Why the
But
fuck are we?
for some reason,
For
for some reason, the high school became like a mansion, and we're all stuck in there during a snowstorm.
What the
But it was all the
fuck?
people from
I
Mr.
remember this dream
Frederick's
now.
class,
Uh-huh.
and we're just sitting there, and I'm just like, man, all these girls are gonna die because I wasn't good enough to save them, and then all of a sudden, like. It hits me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know where they are. Yeah, I know who did it and I know what to do. And I'm like, Alex. And this is where it gets absolutely crazy. And this is probably why I wake up after this point, because the dream starts falling apart out of like the possibility of reality. So I go, Alex, Donald Duck. We have to go. I know what's happening.
The villain was Donald Duck.
No, it's so what's funny is I say Alex, Donald Duck, and Donald Duck's in the class with us. I'm like, we have to go. But for some reason our friend Andy Macon comes instead of Donald Duck. I don't know if Donald Duck was just behind me and I only saw you and Andy, but we're heading out and we're running out of the high school in the middle of the blizzard
With Donald Duck?
with Donald Duck on our team, ready.
The Kingdom Hearts influence still comes
ready
strong.
to take over, ready to fight, to tell the police, do something to stop what's about to happen to all these high school chicks that are about to die.
What was Dream Alex doing, dude?
And Dream Alex is just like, Caleb, I'm by your side. You're pretty much just.
I'm a hype man.
You're the
hype
detective partner the whole time.
I'm Jim Gordon, baby.
You're like, I'm by your side regardless of what happens. Whatever happens, it wasn't your fault. And then you're like, Caleb, whatever you say, I'm gonna fight by your side. I'm like, all right, Alex,
I'm a hype
Donald
man,
Duck,
dude.
Andy, let's go. And then
Andy
Mr. Fred, I think his girlfriend got kidnapped. In the story.
Okay.
So that's probably why he was with us. I'm not. I don't.
Are they still dating?
Remember. I don't know.
I don't think they are.
I don't.
Question.
Know.
No, they are. I got told by Jarrett. Yeah.
But at this point in the dream, like Mr. Frederick's tried to stop us from leaving. He's like, "No, it's too dangerous." And
Of course, Mr. Frederick has to be the fucking party pooper, dog. God damn.
It's too dangerous. And then everyone in the class is like just kind of like bystanders, and your crush in that class ends up she played some sort of role in the story that we ended up.
This is a whole fucking theatrical movie.
We ended up leaving because she said something, and we go out in the middle of this blizzard, and we
all die.
We throw open the doors, and I'm like, for some reason, this mansion is like next to like a creek and a huge bridge. And
What
it's just the middle of a
fuck?
blizzard. And I'm like, I can't believe there's a middle of a blizzard. We just had Springfest. How is there a blizzard here? And I'm like, come on, Alex.
Mr. Freeze.
Alex, Donald, Andy, let's go. And we're like on the center of the bridge. And have you ever
Bridge.
Have you ever the bridge? Have you ever seen hold on, I'll pull it up real quick. It's you're gonna absolutely freak out when I show you this.
Bro, was Donald Duck like in the shape
Oh,
of the Looney Tunes cartoon or like Howard the Duck style?
He was.
we're not talking. Wait, or is this Donald or Daffy?
Here's another thing that I gotta mention. Hold on.
Caleb, audience, has some cracked out dreams when they're not about doing chores, apparently.
So when I imagine things in my brain, it's always in the form of like a cartoon. I can't imagine things
Jesus
realistically. So like when I see my
Shitty YouTube animated videos.
well, no, it's actually like full like good like.
show me the picture already.
It's like
Get
a
me to the
full
conclusion.
Disney animation, but oh my gosh, you're gonna absolutely freak out.
So, reiterate the last part.
So we
I have
come
context.
to this point
Mm-hmm.
where we convince your crush convinces Mr. Frederick. I'll say she convinces Mr. Frederick to let us go and save these
That's so ironic.
save all the girls from being killed by this
Future Alex would win
kidnapper
anyways.
serial killer. And we burst through the door,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just the middle of a blizzard. We're running onto a bridge to make our way. Well, no, there's not only is there not a bridge, but also the high school is not a mansion that we live in like it's Hogwarts. That's pretty much what was happening.
Shout out the new Harry Potter game.
And we were all bunked in Mr. Frederick's room in the middle of this crazy blizzard that's happening. This would have to take place either very end of May or very early June. And where we live, there's no possible chance that there's gonna be a blizzard at that time, unless there's some
Mr.
sort of
Freeze.
Mr. Freeze or some sort of magical being comes in.
The AI god from earlier.
Vivi from Final Fantasy comes in, uses Blizzaga, and just completely destroys.
It's Articuno from Pokemon.
It's Articuno comes and uses Blizzard on
Okay,
us.
show me the damn picture. It
And
gets me suspenseful.
we got big blizzard where burst open the doors. Me, Alex, Donald Duck, and Andy, the nerd from our class. And we are running on this bridge, and it's like super dramatic. And from at the sky drops this man, the final boss, Bowser, from Bowser's Inside Story, drops down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's the one who brought this blizzard.
Crack.
And he's defending the serial killer. We have to fight him. And it's about to be the most climactic battle. Me, Alex, Donald Duck, and Andy are about to take on evil Bowser Not normal Bowser, evil blue Bowser from Bowser's Inside
Jesus
Story
fucking Christ.
to save all these chicks who got kidnapped in high school.
We think so differently.
And then the
from
dream
each other.
ends, and I woke up and I was like,
That was amazing to write this down.
what? What?
I
don't.
I'm not Mr. Bigwood. Shout out Mr. Bigwood, by the way.
I used to write down those lucid dreams, bro. I used to, but I felt like it was just totally useless to do so.
I think we should.
I just remembered another dream. I
Oh
had.
fucking Jesus Christ!
Oh my gosh. So, but these two are they're pretty correlated.
Am I involved with said crush again?
No, actually. Anyways,
Okay.
so this dream actually has nothing to do with anybody we know. So
you're just in a fucking void?
no, it's like the 1940s,
Jesus fucking Christ!
And-
it's your favorite fucking time.
and I'm in a casino,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm in a round table with all these people. I very like this dream was like very crazy, but I'm gonna barely remember it because I barely remembered it now. But I was sitting at this table with a bunch of different like high class people, and we're playing poker.
Yes.
And in this poker match, like you can tell it's very high stakes because these are very important people. But at some point during the poker match, somebody gets shot. I think it's me who gets somebody gets shot and they blame it on me. And I'm like, wait, I didn't do it. I swear I didn't do it. And I'm like looking around, and then all of a sudden, like it replays and it plays from the person who got shot's perspective. And it was a lot like more like crazy sounding when I first remembered it. But when I like this guy gets supposedly shot with a golden gun. No,
Is this fucking 007?
Here we go. So I only witnessed the guy get shot. Somebody else gets blamed for it, and I'm like, something's not right here. And I'm like, that golden gun, it never fired. I never saw it fire, but this guy got shot. And then all of a sudden, like the scene like rewinds, like if it's like a tape, and then all of a sudden I exit my point of view and I'm like in third person point of view, seeing the table, and I see the guy bring out the gold gun, but from the corner, I like next to somebody's like head, I see like a little gun nozzle peek out and just shoot the guy. And like I think what
your superpower in this universe is able to see a third person perspective rewinding through time.
Pretty much.
What is this, a fucking stand ability?
Time traveling detective that
you're Doctor Who.
And I learned that the woman at the table killed the other guy, and that was the story. But it was just so weird. But moral of these dreams, I think, is I think of very highly of myself, and I would love to be a detective.
Incredible. I have no idea how to comment to that. That was a crap.
Which one do you want to start on? Do you want to start on the
Dude,
one that
both
makes
of them
more
are
sense?
fucking on acid, bro. You are on acid. There's no way you cannot convince me that first one involving all those people.
Alex, how about dissect the second dream, and then I want you to.
No, the second one just seems like a regular dream anybody would have. I've had dreams where I've been like I've been the Punisher or Spider-Man, and I've seen some shit.
Like I feel like in that dream, like in my subconscious, I'm upset that like people are being blamed for things that they don't do. Because that's like a deep-rooted fear of mine, is being framed for a murder I didn't do, and I have to run away from the cops and try to figure out.
Are you admitting to me that you've murdered somebody?
Well, I'm saying that I wouldn't want to be framed for something I didn't do, which means I haven't killed anybody.
Yet. Allegedly,
I guess. So I guess we'll get that second dream out of the way. Alex, I want you to piece by piece analyze that first dream.
Yeah, no. What time was this? Did Kingdom Hearts come out around the same time that happened? Or was there hype behind it? There's no way there wasn't.
I'm sure there was.
Was Donald Duck and a sit-in for Ben?
Dude, I don't know why. He might have been, but
I'm trying to figure out why Andy was there.
I think Donald Duck was a sit-in for Theo. Because Theo.
Why would you make
Because
Asian the
I
duck?
remember. I
feel
remember.
like that's slightly racist.
I remember, like in the dream, I talked to Theo, but when I turned back, like
transformed into fucking Donald
Theo
Duck.
was gone, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Where's Theo? Oh, Donald Duck. Good. I can.
Wait
Yo,
a
come with
minute.
me.
In this dream reality, is Theo secretly a fucking Donald Duck? That's his superhero?
No,
There's no way
There-
he's not.
There's just. Well, we'll just say Donald Duck went to school with us in this reality.
Jesus fucking
We
Christ.
went to school with Donald Duck. He took.
You know,
he took AP US history.
You
with
have
us.
such an interesting with the crush. Just like, oh, she's the, what's the word for it?
She's the motherly figure.
She's the motherly figure, but in my dreams, bro, the times where she has been in it, she's either been the enemy, which is recently played out, at least in my head,
What?
or the sexual figure that I was in. No, you know what? If we're gonna dive into that, with my little nitpick or just kind of perspective on the story, at least in my interpretation, is that usually with her, it's not her herself, it's the idea of her, like the concept, like the metaphorical idea of the vision of her that you've imagined her
She's
in your
she's
head.
like your MacGuffin.
Yes. Basically,
eludes
you
you.
somehow made her the MacGuffin in your head and in my head too.
Well, she wasn't really the MacGuffin. She was the
Plot mover.
Yeah, she's a motherly figure that takes the hero and is like.
Well, didn't she help you in high school sometimes?
She was the one who.
Oh my god! If she listens to this, she might find out.
You know what? I'm gonna say it, and if she doesn't figure it out, she's a terrible detective.
She's a terrible
so
detective.
There's a point in statistics.
You think now you just labeled a whole bunch of people. No, we can't leave this in.
Okay,
no.
there's a point in some class.
Well, you know what happened that too? You know, speaking on about this I think this happened like a year later, is that I think she was following me on, she follows me on Twitter. No, I can't say that now. She used to follow me on Twitter.
You're stepping around broken shards of glass right now, trying hard.
I'm not trying to say names. Is that I remember one time on Twitter, because she followed you and you had said something and I did too, and I was like, oh fuck, she follows you or whatever. And I remember CJ and all of them were like, who was it, Alex? And I was like, I ain't saying shit, dog.
That's right. I can't even remember what I said.
I swear to God, she shows up in any story. She's either the menace, the caregiver, or the plot mover. I swear to God.
She was always nice to me.
She was nice. I was such a pussy. I should have said something.
She was the reason why I passed class that may or may not be mentioned.
Name. You said statistics.
Okay, it was statistics class, and we were like 3 chapters in that I consistently failed the test. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna. Oh,
That's
shoot.
a StockX.
It's Colby calling me.
We'll take a cut. We'll take a cut, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
so bad, bro. I feel kind of. I almost. You know what? Next podcast we'll talk. I want to talk about it. Just kind of like. Okay, 3, 2. Are we starting now? All right. Sorry for the interruption. Caleb had a call. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
So I was telling my story about the statistics, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah, you were.
So in that class, 3 chapters straight,
Mm-hmm.
I was failing tests. And it got to the point where I think after that most recent test, our statistics teacher was
you
like,
needed a Zenkai boost. You needed a
that
trading
she was
arc.
like, okay, I think you guys probably just need to spend a week just kind of working together, trying to figure stuff out, because I know a lot of you are struggling. So I'm going to let you guys do what you need to do to try to figure out what you're doing.
And you immediately went to her.
Pretty
Didn't
much,
James do it too?
dude. Literally, you could tell who the
Blank that out too in the edit of that.
The guys in that class. You could tell the guys in that class who went in there either because their friends went in there, their girlfriend went in there, or they had no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because I was friends and didn't know what I was doing. And the other two.
I can't believe you took fucking statistics, bro.
It's actually an interesting class, but I did not understand it in high school. And so when we got to that point, I was like, well, I know somebody who does understand. So I go over to her, and you see all the other guys in that class who had no idea what they were doing. We're also like, yeah, so help.
Yeah, help.
And she takes us to the front of the board, like the front of the class, to a board. And she's like, she looks at us. I think because I was the one who was doing the worst. She looked at me and she's like, so where do you want me to start? And I was like,
The beginning.
I was like, yeah, how about 3 chapters ago? And she's just like, Huh? And I was like, yeah, I literally have been lost since chapter 6.
God, dude. Just talking about that just gets me all riled up.
It's-
Like, fuck, dog. What did I do wrong? Like, oh, dude, I would have killed to just genuinely just been in that class.
According to your dreams, yes, you would have.
I would have killed. Holy shit. Like, bro. Bro. I think next podcast we can get into the psychology of metas.
You really want to?
I really want to. I want to. We should get a third person. I really think we should like get Colton or somebody on the next one or just whatever and just be like, how did you guys perceive me? Because I perceived myself way differently now.
I think we can save.
And
that.
the whole metas persona has just become its own being. And I swear to God, I have split personality disorder.
So I guess I'll spoil it. For the 50, leading up to the 50 episode mark, I was gonna have a 3 episode trilogy from elementary school to high school. I think we can save that topic for later.
But I want to get into me. I want people to know me. I think we can do it for you too.
I think I want more like
just casual like shit like this.
talks
AI gods
until we get to yeah. Because I even had a less serious topic for today than the one that came up, but it was so topical because of what happened this morning that I just had to bring up dreams.
Yeah, this is probably I like this podcast better than the last one.
The last one we had no structure,
but this time we practiced at least mentally. Me and Caleb are trying to at least keep it up.
I think we just at least need one topic that we can start off on.
And we can just kind of just branch out.
But
and Andrew had some pretty good takes too.
He did.
We need a third. We need a third mic. We need to get a third. Somebody bought a $700 fucking amplifier, basically.
It's gonna be fine because next paycheck I can buy a mic.
There we go. It's all good and set.
And then we'll have 3 mics and the best podcast recording equipment
we can possibly get. But I think next episode or whatever, I want to deep dive into metas.
No,
Alex.
We're saving.
I want to, bro. I so want to just be like, dude, metas is just.
We need
crazy.
to have we need to have build-ups.
We need to build up. This is the
season finales sort of thing.
It's gonna get wild, bro. I swear to God. I think as of just to dive into a little bit, we're building plot for later. Is that I guess Ben, I mentioned Ben earlier, is that Ben had one time said to me on our way to Taco Bell, ?
Ben, he did some of the dumbest things in high school,
but he said
that man was an absolute genius.
Ben is a fucking genius.
I don't care what anybody says.
He's now a sailor man. Hats off to you, Ben.
Hats off to Ben.
But
Love Ben.
Ben one time said to me, he looked at me. He doesn't remember it, but he recalls it. But he was like, Alex, sometimes, bro, you're the fucking smartest guy in the room or something along the lines of that. And then I'm like, oh, yeah. But, I'm a dumbass. My brother sees me. My dad sees me. I make stupid fucking ideas and choices. But in the moment, in some certain circumstances, I can just be like, hypothetically, theoretically speaking, the multiverse is an infinite macrocosm of different realities that could have different laws of just physics and stuff that could just be different possible things. And then you can go into the whole like thing. I literally ranted about how, maybe an AI god made gods, the idea of a god that eventually would influence beings to then become an AI, then to make a god, and that whole conspiracy theory kind of idea. Like, I can say that shit, and everybody be like, damn, that's fucking really intelligent, Alex. And then 5 minutes later, I'm fucking stubbing my toe like a dumbass.
See,
I'd love to get into like the idea of me.
I think your dreams actually might reflect that because I think your subconscious is frustrated that nobody sees you as a smart person. So you take it out in your dreams.
Damn, I'm looking at my dad right now.
It's literal murder.
Murder.
People are getting ripped to shreds.
Doomslayer style.
Women will not show you their face while they...
I don't know if there was a sexual act happening during that. It just was really weird. That whole like white room, white woman, pale white woman is crazy. But anyways, back to what you were saying about the whole like psychology of me.
Yeah. So pretty much like your dreams are reflecting your frustration with people that are not like seeing you the way you want to be seen as somebody who's actually smarter than what you are shown.
Yeah.
And then it's also reflected with your sexual life because women don't see you the way you think you should be seen. They see you.
I'm not trying to be an incel or whatever with that.
They don't see you at all.
Fuck. I think that's what the whole Metas personality. I won't lie. If my subscribers are watching this, Metas and Alex are, at least in my head, are two completely different people. Like Metas is the persona that I want to be, and then Alex is, Alex.
And within the Caleb verse, there are infinite numbers of Calebs. Where there's the
Caleb Black, Dr. Caleb, Caleb,
Evil
Caleb,
Dr. Caleb, this Caleb, Cartoon Caleb. There's Detective Caleb. There's Firefighter Caleb. There's Wilderness Explorer Caleb. There's Artist
Fisher Caleb.
Fisher Caleb.
Country Caleb.
Racist
Caleb.
Sheriff Caleb. Bounty Hunter Caleb.
There's a lot of Calebs.
Intergalactic Gangster Caleb.
There we
But
go.
I think we've entered a good place to wind down here.
This is a good spot.
This was a good.
We're
this is a
making
good
plot.
episode.
We're making plot for future episodes.
Well, we've set up a lot for future
this second
episodes.
episode is insane.
The
Literally.
first episode was just
Hey, what the fuck?
incoherent.
It's the pilot.
This one's the setting up lore for later in the show. That
It's gonna be wild.
Whether or not
my
people
aunts
are
gonna watch
interested.
this and they're gonna listen to this and be like, "Holy fuck, my nephew's insane."
yeah, I think I'd say my family would think that, but they already think that. So yeah. But anyways, great episode. I'm glad we got to have this moment
We
together.
progressed a lot in our skills of this thing.
Whether or not we took in anything that we just thought of today,
We were just talking.
it does not matter.
So, you want me to do the outro? I think I want.
I think you can do the outro this episode.
If you're at work doing something productive, I hope you enjoyed our little ramble here of me talking about my psychology, Caleb's psychology, AI, gods, and just overall a fun at least hour 30. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on Caleb on both. On Twitter, it's up on screen. Or
It won't be up
on screen. You know what? Our Twitter @, it's linked below.
I don't think there's a link below either.
No, there is on.
Is there?
on
Did
Spotify.
they add it?
Yeah, on YouTube and Spotify there is. You can just add them. Yeah.
Oh well, all right.
I guess
There you go. We'll
Longer
link it
outro
below.
than needed. Anyways, follow us on there in the description. Stay hydrated. See you later, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace out.
Deuces.